potency guaranteed.
How weird. Despite being closer to the sun, why is it colder here?
Because Tianchi Lake is surrounded by snowy mountains.
The days here appear as lengthy as those beneath Mount Tianshi. Otherwise, one might mistake the prolonged summer in this place for a harsh winter.
If it were indeed winter, the Tianchi Lake would be frozen, the Grandier River obstructed, and the Hans covered in ice. In that case, ascending Mount Tianchi would be impossible.
Shh. Keep your voice down. If your fellow clanspeople hear this, they might goad you into challenging me again during the winter.
Don't fret. No one from my clan would dare defy me. Speaking of which, why would a mere historian have the authority to tell you what to do?
A historian? Did I forget something again?
You'll have to figure it out on your own. I met a historian on my way here, and he employed me to urge you to think of a name.
Oh, looks like I've forgotten everything about it. What is the name about?
He said it was kind of a national title. Your language can be quite troublesome.
Ah, I remember now. It was indeed an oversight on my part.
I'm surprised when he told me he simply couldn't start recording anything without that name. What exactly is that name about?
It's about everything. It's about you, me, your clan, my clan, the greater clan formed by our future generations, and the heavens, the earth, the mountains, the rivers, everything that traverses the seasons and is witnessed by the sun and the moon. In short, it's a name that encompasses everything we're seeing now.
Wow, that's quite a serious name. So, have you come up with it yet?
Yes, it shall be Xia, meaning summer. May this vast land forever flourish in greenery.
Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture. This is Singh from the Bureau of Oversight and Integrity. I'm currently conducting my daily inspections at Hydrological Observatory A38 in the main of the Grandier River. I'll be sending the hydrological and meteorological data. Please analyze the data and deliver the report to the municipal government.
Understood. Please provide an adequate number of samples for analysis and comparison.
Sure. I'll personally oversee the operation.
I heard that once this quarter's inspections are completed, you'll be taking a whole month off, Secretary Ching?
Yeah, the work here is finally about to end, so I plan to take some time off and enjoy the Harvest Festival in September as a civilian.
Thank you for your hard work. By the way, here's a little gift for you.
What's this?
I snatched this yellow iris by the riverside. It's been blooming for more than a week without showing any signs of wilting, and its fragrance is intense. Hopefully, it will chase away some of your fatigue.
Did you just say you picked this flower by the river?
Yeah, why? What's up?
There are too many water striders out there.
Is something wrong?
I'll have to go to the riverside and see what's happening there. The river is just up ahead. Go there and take a look. I hope I was mistaken.
Isn't that Secretary Ching? Saw you from afar and wondered if it was you. Are you here for an inspection today?
Yeah? What are you doing here?
Just fishing, but I haven't caught anything all morning. It's weird. The fish aren't biting lately.
By the way, there are so many ospreys here, so naturally there should be a lot of fish around.
Yeah, maybe they're the ones scaring away my fish. And there are so many insects too, but you know what? Those mosquitoes don't even seem to bite people anymore. Been sitting here all morning and not a single mosquito bite on my leg. Sorry for the rambling. Don't forget about the calligraphy assembly at the square tonight. My old man is looking forward to meeting you there.
I'll see if I have time for that. I should head to the riverbank and take a closer look. Huh? What's with all these insects? Coward! Feels like my blade just hit an iron block. Used too much force. I can't control my strength when my mind is in turmoil. But seriously, why are there so many insects here? And what's with those clustered birds? Let's go over and take a look. Why is this osprey so aggressive? What's happening to these ospreys? Their feathers are blue, and their claws and beak are sharp and hard. Are they infected with some kind of contagious disease? I must hurry back to Weisha and report the unusual situation here. The subtle changes in the flower's appearance, the unusual clustering behavior, and those mutant insects and ospreys. That's not my imagination. No doubt this is caused by an anomaly. Again, my precious vacation is going down the drain. Instead, I'm looking at overtime. In light of the current situation, the chief executive has personally gone to Jiangyin Pavilion to report to his superiors. During his absence, the Bureau of Oversight and Integrity will be responsible for city management. Therefore, I'll be presiding over this meeting, and I ask for your cooperation as always. First of all, I'd like to ask for a briefing on the progress of our deployment since our last meeting. Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture, what's the current status of the crops?
To be frank, it's getting worse. According to our calculations, all types of crops should have started to mature long ago. However, the centralized agricultural system detects that wheat, sorghum, rice, and other ration crops remain stagnant in their growth phase, without any signs of sprouting ears. Oilseed crops such as soybeans, peanuts, and flax haven't yet produced seeds for oil extraction. Fruit trees such as apples, pears, and peaches experience successful pollination during the flowering period, but they haven't progressed beyond the end of that phase. All crops have stopped developing fruits, as if the growth process has come to a standstill. In addition, the drones managed by the centralized agricultural system have observed new symptoms on the crops.
What symptoms?
I've brought some photos here. Please take a look at them. As you can see, many crops are exhibiting an unusual greenish color on their surface. This color is not attributable to natural chlorophyll, but resembles a metallic rather than a biological coloration. On affected plants, this greenish tint behaves akin to a rust disease, spreading towards the unaffected parts of the plant.
Could this be a new plant pathogen?
That was our initial suspicion. However, it's not only the crops, but also some animals residing in the fields that are displaying these symptoms. While we have dealt with zoonotic diseases before, this is the first time we have encountered a plant-animal disease. The Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture currently lacks the means to identify cross-species diseases. So we collected samples and sent them to the Bureau of Health and Welfare for virus testing, but we haven't received any results yet.
Bureau of Health and Welfare, have you discovered anything yet?
Well, just as Director Feng said, diseases affecting both plants and animals are exceptionally rare, and we need more time.
So, no results yet.
There will be results. We just need a little bit more time.
No progress in virus testing. Thank you for the report. Next question. Bureau of Treasury and Trade. How much do you predict our agricultural production will drop this year?
This issue is quite complicated, Secretary Ting. Since we are not directly involved in agricultural production, we are not aware of the details.
Please stay on topic.
Well, we can only give economic forecasts after the Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture provides reports on crop maturity and acreage. However, they haven't provided such reports this year.
Now is not the time to pass the buck. I'm not blaming you. I need to understand the gravity of the situation facing Songlin City. I believe I've made myself clear. Please provide a concise answer.
Based on the information shared by Director Feng, we will have to make estimations based on the worst-case scenario. This year, our agricultural production will be only 3% to 7% of prior year's levels.
I understand. Songlin City plays a crucial role in Xian's agricultural production. And if we don't have a harvest, it will create a crisis for all of Xian. Director Feng, could you please provide an update on our grain reserves?
Our current reserves are enough to feed the people of Xian for 9 months. Together with the reserves in the rest of the country, we can sustain ourselves for 2 years without a harvest.
Bureau of Roads and Travel, what's the status of our transportation capacity?
Mobilization is not an overnight process. Involves multiple parties and numerous challenges.
What specific challenges are you talking about? Bring them up and we'll work together to address them.
First, there is a serious shortage of professional drivers.
Then why don't you communicate with the Bureau of Employment and Social Support? Any other problems?
We lack the funds to purchase enough vehicles for transportation.
That falls under the responsibility of the Bureau of Treasury and Trade. Go ask for additional funds from them.
But the annual budget is set at the beginning of every year. Even if I make a request, it'll likely be rejected, right?
So, in other words, you haven't even asked the Bureau of Treasury and Trade for additional funds.
No, that's not the case. According to regulations, the budget is approved at the beginning of each year, and the allocation.
Allow me to remind you, Director. I work in the Bureau of Oversight and Integrity, and I know the rules and regulations better than you do. Bureau of Treasury and Trade, has the Bureau of Roads and Travel ever informed you about the lack of funds?
No.
No, never. Why didn't you mention it, Director?
We will submit a formal application after the meeting.
Are there any other difficulties?
We haven't encountered such a large-scale demand for transportation capacity in many years. It requires coordination of water, air, road, and rail transportation. And we're still trying to figure out how to manage this.
Don't you have an emergency plan in place?
You know, the situation is too rare for us to have anticipated.
You may not have an emergency plan for total crop failure, but you should have a plan for a potential war, right? Or you don't have a plan for that either.
But we've been living in peace for decades.
During our last meeting, I emphasized that we must prepare for the worst. So, what exactly have you prepared for this meeting? Nothing at all? Let me ask you some questions. How many trucks do we have? How many freight trains? And how many cargo planes and ships? What is the capacity of each transportation method? How many of these vehicles can be deployed within 24 hours, within 7 days, and within a month? How many of these vehicles are equipped with refrigeration and insulation devices for transporting grain? For the vehicles without these capabilities, how long would it take to install them? Do we have enough drivers for all these vehicles? Do we have a plan in place for scheduling and providing financial subsidies for the drivers?
Well, we have limited manpower and capabilities. I apologize for our shortcomings.
My patience is wearing thin. The Bureau of Roads and Travel has shown laziness, cowardice, short-sightedness, and incompetence. Your laziness has delayed progress. Your cowardice has hindered collaboration with other departments. Your short-sightedness has prevented proper planning. And your incompetence gave you the audacity to deceive me. Do you think you can just get away with, "We have limited manpower and capabilities"? Your excuse holds no weight. The Bureau of Oversight and Integrity will submit an official report to the government, demanding accountability from the Bureau of Roads and Travel for impeding grain transportation. Bureau of Health and Welfare, your progress has been disappointingly slow. And Bureau of Treasury and Trade, you failed to fulfill your duties. Consider this a warning.
Director Feng, please say something to calm Secretary Ting down. We are being scolded all because of you.
Secretary Singh, our department bears the primary responsibility. We are to blame for the production issues. After all, other departments are assisting us in addressing the issue, and the purpose of this meeting is to find a solution as soon as possible. let's all take a moment to calm down. For what they said holds truth. This dire situation is unprecedented and requires cooperation across departments and regions. We may even need to take guidance from the Well-Being Office in the future. You have any suggestions for the current situation?
Indeed. Now is not the time to blame anyone. I apologize. I got a bit carried away. Everything has a cause, and there are no such things as mysterious catastrophes. Therefore, I request all departments to assist in investigating the causes behind the unproductive crops. I need reports on meteorological and hydrological monitoring, analysis of soil and bedrock composition, data on the density and size of various ecological populations, as well as information on crop growth and the results of genetic sequencing. The cause must be somewhere within this data. Meanwhile, we must be prepared to deliver reserve grain to the other regions and be ready to take immediate action upon receiving orders from the Well-Being Office. Director Feng, based on the minimum requirements to ensure rations, how much reserve grain will we need to deliver once our total crop failure is confirmed?
I can't provide an exact figure at the moment, but based on my experience, a minimum of 40 million tons for the fall and winter seasons will be required.
Then let's use that number. 40 million tons will be the minimum required. Remember, numbers do not negotiate or compromise. So I hope everyone will do their best. No, I expect everyone to do their best. It lines up with our earlier assessment. This change is caused by anomalies. I lost my temper. After all, the staff at the Songli municipal government didn't have the means to solve the problem themselves. They haven't figured out what's really happening. Anger can cloud judgment. Looks like I still need to work on myself. After sorting this out, I'll practice calligraphy and reflect on myself. I've got to get back and... Huh? Why are there so many people gathered at the government? The sprinkler system in this block has been activated.
Whoa! Go away! Don't break my camera! Thanks a bunch. Thought I'd lose my scalp or, worse, my expensive lens. If anything happened to either, it would be a real pain in the wallet. It's hard to capture photos of such predatory birds in the city, so I got a bit too close.
Is what just happened a common occurrence?
Of course not. Ospreys in these parts are a rare sight, and they usually take off when people get too close. They rarely leave the wetlands because the city doesn't offer much prey for them. Plus, most of the ospreys around Sanglin City are used to humans. And seriously, we're way bigger than them, so I don't get why they attacked me.
Those birds are starting to cause a commotion.
These ospreys always gather around the sprinklers.
I wonder if the sprinklers make certain noises that attract birds.
They dare to cause trouble in front of a Waisha member? Great. Now I can finally release all the pent-up frustration from that silly meeting. Huh? Why is the skin of these animals so tough? These animals keep getting close to the sprinklers. Perhaps I should manually shut them down. Those animals are gathering near these sprinklers. They seem to be attracted to the water from these sprinklers. Moreover, they appeared more aggressive after drinking the water. I must report this discovery to my peers immediately. Hey guys, I'm back.
Hey, Shing. Finished the meeting at the government?
Yeah, all the directors had a brief discussion and mapped out the current situation. Is Master Yuan Suen here?
No, unfortunately. Master Yuan Xuan left.
Did he go to Tsingyu City?
Yes. Our early intelligence indicated that the anomaly originated there. As for why the anomaly spread to Sanglin City, we don't have any clues yet.
Since Master Yuan Suen went there personally, the situation must be dire.
I don't have access to the details, but judging from the members Master Yuan Xuan took with him, the situation is indeed worrisome. I heard that Qingyu City is currently isolated from the outside world. Such a renowned city was suddenly isolated from the rest of the world. Our public media has been carefully blocking the information to prevent suspicion and panic among the common people. Not to mention that Master Yuan Xuan has taken a great number of our elite members.
How many people do we have here?
Basically, the ones you're seeing now. Before Master Yuan Xuan left, he left the matter of Sanglin City in your hands. We're at your disposal now.
I see. Thank you all for placing your trust in me. I'll share the information with everyone here. Firstly, our judgment was correct. The total crop failure is indeed caused by the anomaly. Secondly, we need further investigation to figure out the symptoms of the plants and animals. The government has entrusted the Bureau of Health and Welfare with the task, but honestly, they're hardly reliable. Here's the image and pathology data I got from the Bureau.
I'll do the imaging analysis.
I will conduct the pathology analysis.
The Bureau of Treasury and Trade will face significant financial challenges this year. We should be prepared for drastic market fluctuations.
I've been monitoring the market and economic indicators.
If you spot anything unusual, report to me immediately. Next, the Bureau of Roads and Travel has been slow on progress, and I've already reprimanded them. However, it'll take some time for them to actually do something.
We can mobilize transportation capacities from other regions through our channels.
Let's hold off on that for now. It's a task that falls within the capabilities of the Songlin municipal government, and we mustn't encourage their laziness or interfere too much with everyday society. However, we should still make preparations, and if the Bureau of Roads and Travel fails to fulfill their responsibilities, we will need to take action. Lastly, the symptoms indicate the possibility of a cross-species disease. If humans can also be infected, the situation will be much more severe than just a food shortage.
I'm monitoring all major hospitals. If I come across any patients with similar symptoms, I will report to you immediately.
Monitoring hospitals alone won't be enough. Once patients start arriving at hospitals, it means the infection has already spread. We need an emergency plan for a potential pandemic.
At what scale should we prepare?
The worst case scenario? Assume that all of Songlin City is affected. By the way, have we received any communication from the Emaon with whom we lost contact 2 days ago? The information in their central database might help us trace the origin of this anomaly.
No, we haven't received any response from them. Their communication channel has been silent for 3 days. This is unprecedented. We have estimated the worst-case scenario. The Tower of Babel has been destroyed due to an event beyond MAN's capabilities, and the central database won't be able to provide any support during this crisis. Before we lost contact, John 10 received a message from them and went to Obed to investigate. We should expect to hear from her in the next few days.
When it rains, it pours. By the way, has Seer come back? It's been a while since I sent her out. I believe she has completed her task.
They told me to find out where the mutation came from, but they didn't give me any details. Am I supposed to search every nook and cranny of this place? Now I'm really ticked off. She made me follow those ridiculous rules, and now I'm running errands for her. Oh, just you wait, Sing. When I get back, I'll definitely demand a hearty meal. Sing said not to litter. But then again, my biology teacher said that the seeds and core can naturally decompose in nature. So if I just toss the core, is it littering or fertilizing the field? Whose advice should I follow now? Forget it. There's no surveillance here. No one's watching anyway. You stupid lizard!
Now this is a serious problem. If we can't resolve it before autumn arrives, Xi'an will face a severe crop failure. In that case, the food supply of Xi'an will be in trouble. Even if we manage to survive this year with our reserves, what will we rely on next year? We must not allow a recurrence of the devastating famine that struck the Western region 15 years ago. Everyone here, please uncover the truth and lift the crisis before the end of summer.
All right, enough talking. It's time to get to work. Let's start investigating the nearest module. In that 2 o'clock direction. Nothing seems out of the ordinary here. Let's look elsewhere. There's so many farm animals gathered in this place.
Retaliate! Disperse in the storm of spears! Lightning speed! Fluttering wings!
Ouch! That hurts! Even if we ignore the abnormal behavior of the livestock, what's wrong with these plants? Let's head to the hydroponic area. This looks bad. So many oxen and water lizards are gathering here.
Had enough of this nonsense! Stop right now!
This is not a pastoral area, but many farm animals have gathered here. They show unusual interest in the drinking water. This is strange. Looks like I need to do some serious...
Lightning speed!
Since when did these farm animals develop such tough hooves? The hair, skin, muscles, and blood of the farm animals here all have a slight greenish tinge to them. Yeah, just like the color of this water. Well, I can't figure out what's going on here, so let's not dwell on it. I'll make a record of everything and report it to Sing later. If Sing finds out I've knocked out so many farm animals along the way, she'll probably give me a terrible lecture. Anyway, I should report to the person in charge here. It's not my fault, right? Those animals attacked me first, so I had to defend myself. Hey, is that a residence? Finally! The person in charge of this place must be there. I should go check with them. But before that, looks like I'll have to help the owner teach these unruly animals a lesson.
A spark of inspiration!
What? Another bunch of them? Get rid of them quickly! I don't want to end up being blamed for the havoc they wreak!
Ansu, end it all.
First is the storm of Seer! Haven't you had enough of this nonsense? Stop right now! First in the storm of fear!
These oxen are totally mutated. Were they really meant for plowing the land? Anyway, their horns and hooves look like metal crystals, and their bodies have undergone significant changes. They only seem to gather around when the sprinklers are on, as if they're drawn to the water itself.
Hey, who's causing all that ruckus outside? Oh, what are you doing in a place like this, little girl?
I'm here to check out this field.
Oh, so the government sent you here, and you took down all those oxen by yourself?
Yeah, you could say that. By the way, just so you know, your oxen attacked me first, and I knocked them out. I didn't kill them or anything.
I know. Something's been off with them lately. Look at their skin, all turned green. Must be some kind of disease. It's really bad, you know.
So, he can't see the greenish crystals on those oxen. He seems like an ordinary person. Things haven't been too peaceful around here lately, so an old man like you should just stay home.
I'd love to, but I'm in charge of this field. How am I supposed to just stay home? You've done a great job, to be honest. Dealing with all those beasts by yourself must be exhausting, right? Why don't you come to my place and have lunch?
Oh, you've prepared lunch? Then let's go!
Come, give it a try. It might not be fancy, but all the ingredients were grown here, fresh and good for you.
It's so tasty.
Take your time and don't gobble it all up like that, little girl. I may not be wealthy, but you can eat as much as you want. I can tell you're not from the Zhengyin region. Where's your hometown?
I was born in the Western region. How'd you figure that out, old man?
As I thought. You're indeed from the Western region. It's been many years since there was a famine in Zhengyin region, but in the Western region, I saw many kids starving 15 years ago. People who have experienced famine and those who haven't, they eat differently. Starvation leaves a memory that seeps into your very bones. Even when you have enough food in later days, starvation sticks with you for the rest of your life and adds its flavor to every grain of rice you chew and every meal thereafter. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that bring back bad memories? Judging by your age, you must have been born during that great famine.
Yeah. You don't need to be sorry, old man. It wasn't your fault.
I know. But once you've seen a disaster like that, you'll never forget it. I just hope that no one will ever go hungry again in the land of Qian. However, the crops are growing noticeably slower this year, and I'm worried that if this continues, it'll affect the harvest in the fall. We might not even be able to hold the harvest festival.
Since you've been living here, old man, have you noticed anything unusual?
Well, everything is so messed up around here, you might as well ask me what's still normal. But if I were to investigate, I'd start with the Grandeur River. Usually when crops and animals get sick on a large scale, the first thing to suspect is the water source. After all, the entire sprinkler system in Songlin City uses water from the Grandeur River.
The Grandeur River? Where are my notes? Oh, here they are. Let's see.
Take your time. I'll go get you some fruit.
Sure enough, the closer the animals are to the water source, the more intense their mutations become. I'm full now, old man. Thanks for treating me. Oh, and don't forget what I said. Just stay home. Huh? Who's this guy? The old man's son? Or his grandson? Whatever. Not important. I gotta get back and fill in Sang.
When it rains, it pours. By the way, has Seer come back? It's been a while since I sent her out. I believe she has completed her task.
Sang! I'm back!
Calm down, Seer. How many times have I told you not to yell in public? Show some restraint, especially on important occasions.
You start nagging as soon as I walk in the door. Fine, I get it. Aren't you curious about what I found?
Looks like you're pleased with your discoveries.
Of course. I'm the first one back from the investigation. So now you can see who's got the skills and who's slacking off, right?
All right. Go ahead and spill the beans.
So I bumped into this old farmer who told me that when crops and animals get sick on a large scale, the first thing to suspect is the water source. So I'm thinking the issue's with the water. Oh yeah, the water source. The closer the animals to it, the worse their mutations get. Here are samples of the plants and insects I collected from the river. Look, they're practically bronze now. And let's not forget those livestock. They're obsessed with drinking water, like they're totally addicted.
The first thing to suspect is the water source. A reasonable guess, don't you think?
I collected soil samples, and I discovered a linear correlation between soil water saturation and the degree of plant mutation.
I've collected groundwater samples, and they contain an unidentified impurity. The concentration of this impurity is negatively correlated with the distance from the river at the sampling sites.
And I've sampled the mutant plant and animal cells. Through isotopic tracing, I found a nonlinear positive correlation between the impurity in the water and the degree of cellular mutation.
Hey, can you talk like a person? Say something I can understand.
Thank you, everyone. So, the problem does lie in the water source, which confirms our initial suspicions. After all, the most direct connection between Xingyu City and Songlin City is the Grandeur River. In other words, the anomaly affecting Xingyu City has spread to Songlin City downstream through the water of the Grandeur River.
Fancy words aside, they reached the same conclusion as me.
This is how it goes, Seer. Even if it seems obvious, we can't jump to conclusions without solid evidence. Learn from it, all right? You don't understand a word because you haven't learned statistics or chemistry. I'll find time to give you a crash course.
Oh no, more studying? I'd rather stick to running errands for you.
Don't sweat it. We'll consider that once we resolve everything. We don't have time for that with the dire situation right now. First and foremost, we must ensure that the people of Songlin City stop drinking water from the Grandeur River. This matter directly affects people's daily lives and requires the intervention of the Songlin municipal government. I'll handle this part. As for the unidentified impurity in the water, it's deeply concerning. Since we're unable to identify it... Oh, by the way, has our friend from Delphi left already?
You mean Logos, right? Not yet. She's interested in our ancient books and has been spending the past few days reading in the storage room.
All right. Prepare 3 water samples and request her immediate return to Delphi. The Medical Academy in Delphi should be able to figure out the composition of the impurity.
Yes, I'll let her know right away.
Given the current situation, we're supposed to contact Emeon, the head of CAVE, as they're obligated to be informed about the situation here. But unfortunately, our communication channel has been silent for 3 days. I'm afraid we can't rely on the Library of Babel this time.
Hold up a sec, Ching. There's something else.
What's wrong?
Before Master Yuan Xuan left, he gave us another order. No matter what problems happen here in Xi'an, we don't need to report to Emeon.
Huh? Why is that?
I have no clue. Master Yuan Xuan didn't give us an explanation.
Maybe Master Yuan Xuan has his own reasons. Well, since it's his order, we'll not inform Emeon of the situation here. Besides, we can't get in touch with them even if we wanted to. I'm heading to the government to handle the isolation of the water source.
Is everything on your end finished, Master?
Yes. Did anything unusual happen during the meeting?
No. All communications were transmitted through our encrypted channel. I've been keeping an eye on the signal transmissions, and there's been no indication of any monitoring or bugs. You seem a bit tired. Do you need a break?
Don't worry. It's just old age catching up with me. But truth be told, I've been feeling tired more often lately. Maybe I don't have much time left. That's why I can't afford to rest at such a crucial moment. Go to the Bureau of Knowledge and Enlightenment and delete the records of the bandwidth usage during the meeting. I doubt the government staff will pay attention to the details, but I can't say the same for Weisha. I don't want to attract any unnecessary attention from Yuan Xuan. Once you're done, come back.
Consider it done. But, Master, there's one thing I don't understand.
Shoot.
Why would you collaborate with someone as dishonorable as Nemesis?
Why do you call them dishonorable? Have you finally figured it out? Are you ready to take Weisha's side?
I have no intention of doing that, Master. Your enemies are my enemies, and I'll take down anyone who dares to stand against you.
What a shame. Honestly, Weisha is quite a decent organization. and it wouldn't be a bad choice if you wanted to work for them. It might even be more promising than running errands for me. My offer still stands. If you no longer wish to work for me, you're free to leave any time.
How could I ever abandon you, Master? Though my abilities might be insignificant, I'll repay your kindness with unwavering loyalty. I just don't understand why someone of your status, abilities, knowledge, and experience would choose to cooperate with the unworthy nemesis.
Your view of the world doesn't have to be influenced by me. Likewise, my view of the world doesn't have to be understood by you. The beacons have fallen silent in recent decades. And the last thing I want to do requires the power of a beacon. Retributor promised to inform me of the window when the beacons will be reactivated, but only if I joined Nemesis. If I miss this opportunity, I doubt I'll get another chance before my time is up. To me, it's a fair deal. Both sides have shared interests for now, and that's all that matters.
Nemesis has too many selfish, arrogant, and shameless members. Most of them, in my opinion, are nothing but greedy scum. I fear they may break their promise.
You don't need to worry about that. Retributor kept his word. The beacon in Senior City is already active, and the Grandeur River will bring its blessings to all corners. Everything is going according to plan. During the meeting just now, I made it clear to the Nemesis members that no one should interfere with the events unfolding in Qian. This is a game between me and Yuan Xuan. I don't want any external factors to disrupt it. The final battle is always more thrilling when it unfolds without interference. Your task is to eliminate any unwelcome surprise factors. A true gentleman observes the game without uttering a word, and anyone who tries to disrupt this game must be silenced forever.
As you wish.
Are you doing this again? You're amazingly persistent in some weird ways. Haven't I told you already? Her vitals are being monitored and will know immediately if she wakes up. There's no point in guarding her bedside. Oh, you're awake. Don't try talking. Take a sip of water first. No need to explain or ask questions. Just listen to me for now. But before that, how should I address you? The prophecy seer? One of the 2 survivors in the Tower of Babel? Or the last director of Emaon? Don't worry, she's safe for now. But Zero took a bold step to protect you, one that almost cost her life. You can thank her when she wakes up. Anyway, since you don't seem to like any of those titles, I'll just call your name. A name feels more personal than a title, don't you think? You can call me Gentan, the same Gentan from the poem. Atop Gentan Pavilion, I pen poems with delight. On Parrot Island, I immerse in wine's respite. Let me catch you up on what has happened so far. So, that's what went down in the Library of Babel. The god of the sun, the prophecy, Oedipus's tragedy, and Nemesis. So, when I received Viola's message, I had a feeling that something big was about to happen. And when it actually did, I couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions. Oh, right, Viola. Nana told her to leave early, and that's how I found out about you. Unfortunately, I only received a message from her, saying that Emaon would have a new director. So I came back here in a hurry, and you know what happened next. I found you, and Zero among the ruins. Unfortunately, like I said, I only found you and Zero among the ruins. I don't think I need to repeat myself a third time. Emotionally, I don't have a deep connection with them, so I won't shed tears over their departure. And logically, I wouldn't advise you to get too sentimental either. Who knows? Maybe they're not dead at all. I mean, literally. The Library of Babel hasn't been destroyed, and it can't be destroyed. If a tiny explosion could simply wipe out such an anomaly, why would we have spent thousands of years overseeing it? In Qian, we have a parable about blind people trying to figure out what an elephant looks like. Each blind person touches a different part of the elephant, and when they put it all together, they realize that an elephant is something round and thick, thin and long, and flat and wide. They call it an elephant, even though none of them can grasp the whole picture. Similarly, the library only shows you a glimpse of its endless contents. Imagine the beacon as a power source, and the Tower of Babel as a computer. When the beacon is activated, it's like booting up a computer named the Tower of Babel, connected to a server called the Library of Babel. The God of the Sun only destroyed the space where the beacon was located, a joint created by the beacon between reality and the library. Well, would the collapse of a star even matter to the whole universe? While the connection is severed, the Library of Babel endures. While the impact might seem mind-blowing, in the infinite rooms within the library, it's like a tiny speck floating in an endless ocean. It won't even cause a ripple. And those who were stuck within the library might have no clue about what happened at all. So basically, the impact closed its gate to reality temporarily. As long as the beacon is still there, the library will reappear when the beacon is reactivated. Well, forget it. Since Zero chose you, there's no need for any tests or whatever. This is the beacon of the library. The black monolith you saw is actually an extension of this seal, something like the imprint it leaves behind. Imagine this. When you press a seal on a clay tablet, it leaves different patterns on different parts of the tablet. If you just look at the tablet, you'd think one pattern is on one end and another pattern is on the other end. But on the roller, they're right next to each other, just like how everything in the universe is cleverly connected in some way. This is the true beacon that connects everything within the Library of Babel. I found it next to you when I rescued you from Nemesis. Looks like they were after it too. And now, I'm giving it back to you. So, as the last director of Emaon, what's your next move? I see. You just woke up, and I shouldn't rush you to give an answer. Well, take your time and consider this matter before Zero wakes up. After all, she's the one who wants your answer the most. Fine. Do whatever you want.
Fear not. The library will always protect you. Go back to where you should be right now.
You. Oh, finally awake? Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about you. You're the caretaker, but you ended up hogging the patient's bed and slept well. Did you have a nice dream? Now that Zero is awake, I suppose I can go now. I've talked to her about everything and sorted out your next steps. Anyway, you need a place to stay now. I've entered your destination into the navigation system, so just follow the map. I have some business to attend to, so I'll come back for you when I'm done. To Qingyu City. Oh, yeah. Since you never asked me about it, I didn't say anything. We left Obed long ago, and now we're traveling in a new continent. Welcome to Chen. Chen, where should I start? This name represents both a nation and a civilization, as well as a reference to its long history. Unlike the young pole star, Chen is one of the most ancient countries in the world. Unlike the devout Japheth, Qian doesn't have any religious traditions. Unlike the stalwart Cyril, Qian doesn't possess a fervor for power. And unlike the small land of Delphi, Qian is so vast that it is still night in the west when the sun rises in the east. Qian encompasses a comprehensive world with its own culture, history, and customs. However, in recent times, Qian has undergone dramatic changes, and a period of turmoil that marked the end of thousands of years of its imperial rule, and the rise of a modern society. Nowadays, Qian is completely different from its past. It's best to see it for yourself. Otherwise, it would require extensive scholarly works to fully explain. As for Changlin City, it's the largest agricultural production center in Qian. The Grandeur River traverses the entirety of Qian from east to west, nourishing lives in the vast fertile plains. Changlin City is located in the heart of the fertile plains. As its name implies, it's the granary of this nation. It has fully utilized automatic agricultural systems and serves as a testing ground for new crops and cultivation techniques. The revitalized Qian has been purged of the remnants and contaminations of the past. It's a city deeply connected to its land, to the culture of Qian, and to its people. Even if some force were to relocate the city to another corner of the world overnight, it would inevitably return to Qian, to the banks of the Grandeur River. Only there would it truly regain its essence. Your destination is Changlin City, where Weishi is located. I've already informed my colleagues, so once you arrive in Changlin City, our colleagues will come and pick you up. You're not infants in need of constant care, and I have my own business to attend to. No need to worry. The moment you set foot in Qian, you're under the protection of Weishi. No matter what choice you may make, you'll always be our esteemed guests. Rest assured, no one will be able to harm our guests in this land.
Something appears to be wrong with the autopilot system. It is malfunctioning. I can switch it to manual mode. I've read about these machines in books before, and I just finished going through the manual. First, I should start this thing up and... Huh? Let's start over again. Pull this lever, and then that one. Theoretically, it should work perfectly. The principle and the order of operations are crystal clear to me.
Do you understand what On is talking about? Don't pay any attention to what it said. It's just a silly bird with the brain the size of a walnut. Shut up, On! Don't worry, that thing is practically unkillable, if nothing else. Just forget everything it said. Pretend you didn't hear it. John Tan has told me about the Tower of Babel and Emaon. Apart from the Emaon on duty outside the tower, we are the only survivors of that incident. Now Emaon no longer exists, both in name and reality. However, we are fortunate to receive assistance from Weisha. Yes, John Tan is from Weisha. More precisely, she belongs to both Emaon and Weisha, serving as a bridge between us. Weisha is a member of CAVE. Just as Emaon has been watching over Obed, Weisha has been protecting Tian in the east. However, according to her, Weisha is currently facing unexpected situations as well. The color of the vapor. I've never encountered fog of this color before, nor have I read about anything similar in those books. What's worse, the vapor has been thickening. Our visibility has dropped from 120 meters to 60 meters. Let's slow down. Keep the speed. Don't stop. This vapor is most likely some kind of anomaly or, at the very least, an indirect effect of it, and we have entered it. We have no clues about this anomaly. If we stop here, it is possible that we may never get out of the vapor. Let's continue forward, as long as there are no obvious obstacles.
Stop!
Where is this place? Where is the Seer? I've never seen anything like this in any book. Seer. No. Where's the Seer? Complete insight. Get lost. Fluttering wings. Complete insight. I hope you're right. Why are there two trails? Is the Seer being held hostage?
Good. Now we can talk. The government has imposed a ban on going outside, and ordinary people like you must not wander around at such late hours. What exactly happened that you had to come out? Well, wait. You're not from Xian, are you? I see. I'm sorry if I frightened you. I guess my tone was a bit too harsh. Can you still walk? You're not aware of the current situation. I'm afraid Sanglin City has been under quarantine for over a week now. We're not sure about the details. But according to the government, the Grandeur River has been contaminated by an unknown substance, leading to a pandemic affecting both plants and animals. The animals have gone wild. As for the plants, as you can see, they are covered in weird rust. Now is the transition from summer to fall, and autumn vapor rises. The pollutants have dispersed into the air, so the government has banned anyone from going outside. My name is Wuxia, and I'm one of the vigilantes here. Since this area is located on the outskirts with scattered residents, and most of the affected animals roam in the wilderness, we farmers have organized vigilante squads to take turns patrolling this area. This is to ensure everyone obeys the curfew and prevent wild animals from attacking people. I'm afraid your vehicle was attacked by oxen. The vapor is too thick, and you're wounded. It's not safe to stay outside. I'll report your situation to the Bureau of Civil Security and ask them to search for your companion. Don't worry, they're professionals, and your companion will be safe and sound. I'll take you to my friend's house so you can settle down. We'll have to wait for the vapor to disperse before we can do anything.
Who's there at this late hour? Come on in.
Please stay here for a while. Mr. Nong has already informed the Bureau of Civil Security about your situation, and they'll send someone to pick you up at dawn. I'm going to search the area where your car crashed and see if I can find your companion.
Why are young people these days so reckless? Don't push your luck. You're wounded. He told me about your situation. Don't worry, he has a kind soul and is skilled in combat. Since he's promised to look for your companion, he will do it. You look tired, young adventurer. You must have experienced a lot, but you don't need to tell me anything for now. Just go to bed and sleep, and we can talk when you wake up tomorrow. When you're tired, sleep is the best remedy. I thought only old folks like me struggled with sleep. No, don't worry about me. It's just that my aging body has been letting me down more and more. Is the bed too hard for you to sleep on? Well then, have a seat for a bit. I've got some grapes here. I picked them from the field before the cerulean vapor rolled in. Give them a try. By the way, what's your name? My name is Nongji. I've been working with crops my whole life. And now that I'm retired, I tend to my garden at home. You've come from far away, haven't you? If you're here for sightseeing, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Sunglin City has surely seen better days. Why does this have to happen before autumn? Oh well, it's rare to have a guest here. Let's not dwell on disappointing matters. How do the grapes taste? Oh, really? Seems the hybrid traits of strains A475 and C377 aren't stable enough. Well, the issue probably lies in the ratio of glucose and tartaric acid. I should reevaluate the offspring in the next batch. Sorry for making you eat the new varieties from my experiments, but rest assured, these grapes are safe and haven't been contaminated. Well, I've grown several traditional varieties suitable for entertaining guests, but they won't ripen for a few more months. But ever since the cerulean vapor spread across the river, my grapes stopped growing. My 6 acres of Type 9 and 9 acres of Type 5 mother parents, and 4 acres of Type A and 8 acres of Type E father parents, along with 71 acres of experimental plots from crossbreeding, a total of 100 acres is on the brink of losing its harvest. You'll see in the morning, the entire fertile plains is our farmland. Now that's what I call spectacular, the real granary of the world. But of course I'm not farming on my own. I am an old man after all. Look over there, outside the window. Can you see it? Those are tower-type farming terminals, serving as part of the centralized agriculture system of this city. With those machines, one farmer could cultivate nearly 2,000 acres of land. Those machines will take care of sowing, irrigation, pesticide application, and harvesting, and all we need to do is connect it to the various subsystems based on the seasons. So usually I need to visit the fields every now and then and take samples for analysis, while the machine handles the rest. But now, with the Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture suspending production, these machines won't be much help. The government is completely focused on grain distribution and transportation. I saw a famine with my own eyes. It was 15 years ago in the western region. You look young, and like you're not from around here, so maybe you're not familiar with that part of our history. But my generation will never forget those haunting images. Farming in the past was back-breaking work without all these fancy machines we have today. Back then, people went to great lengths, even risking their lives, just to put food on the table. I hope the younger generation gets to live in a world where they're spared from the hardships we endured. Those machines you just saw give us a glimpse of that dream coming true. Thanks to them, the younger people don't have to suffer from early calluses on their shoulders and hands caused by life's hardships. Ideally, those machines would be running non-stop, but now, well, whatever is happening in Songlin City, I just hope things settle down soon. After all, farming season doesn't wait for anyone. Daylight and rain follow their own rhythms, and if we miss the right timing, we miss the harvest.
I've been monitoring the government's actions, and nothing unusual has happened so far. Now let's give a quick update on the current situation here. How is the progress on isolating the water source?
The central agricultural system has stopped drawing water from the Grandeur River, and irrigation across the fertile plains has been suspended. The emergency cross-region water transfer project is underway, with all regions deploying their engineering forces under the command of the central region to support the project. However, the anomalies caused by the contaminated water haven't ceased yet. Crop growth remains halted, and drone monitoring reports indicate that the area affected by the anomaly continues to expand. This is hardly surprising considering that all the underground water in the Jiangjin region stems from the Grandeur River. If we don't intervene soon, it's likely that this problem will surpass the boundaries of the Jiangjin region within a few weeks.
Has Logos returned to Delphi with the samples?
The samples have already been sent to the Delphic Oracle for examination, but the progress has been slow. What's worse, the influences on the residents of Kanlin City have intensified. While those symptoms cannot be perceived by ordinary people, we see it clearly that the skin of affected patients gradually takes on an unhealthy cerulean hue, similar to the infected crops. Moreover, the affected livestock and wild animals pose another problem. According to our records, we have received over 1,600 reports of abnormal behavior in our breeding centers and observation nodes, and that's only accounting for witness cases. Over the past week, the number of such reports has been increasing at an alarming rate of 10% per day. Many are calling for a complete quarantine of the breeding areas, which I'm sure you're already aware of. The Bureau of Health and Welfare must be overwhelmed by now.
It's been a week since Master Yuan Xun left Songlin City. Is the situation in Xingyi City truly that dire? Can't even Master Yuan Xun resolve it? In that case, it seems we'll have to postpone this year's Harvest Festival.
A sensible decision. But the Harvest Festival is the most important event of the year in Songlin City. It's not just a festival. It carries the prayers of countless people and is deeply intertwined with their daily lives. Postponing the festival will undoubtedly upset everyone.
I understand, but the urgency of the situation demands it. I'll discuss the matter with my colleagues in the government tomorrow.
Perhaps we should announce the postponement at a later time. Announcing it now might unsettle people and potentially lead to widespread panic.
At a later time? When will it be then? The longer we delay the announcement, the more suspicion and rumors will spread. Once we've made the decision to postpone the festival, it's best to announce the news as soon as possible. Truth doesn't inspire fear. Concealment does.
Sorry for interrupting, Xing. Zhangtan just sent a message, and she has a lot to report. The situation involving the Tower of Babel in Embark doesn't sound promising.
I see. Contact her now. By the way, where's Xin? Where did she go off to this time?
Always stuck in meetings, and more meetings. Finally, I've managed to sneak out. Oh, hey, isn't this that old man's turf? I'll go and ask him for something tasty. And in return, I'll help him patrol the fields. It's pretty late at night. I wonder if the old man is still awake. Huh? What's going on? All lights in this area are on. Could it be the old man? No, he never goes to the field at this hour. Let's go and see what's happening.
No room for error.
Lightning speed! enough of this nonsense! Stop right now!
Spark of inspiration! No room for error.
Lightning speed!
Is this the aftermath of a car accident? The entire Songlin city has been sealed off. How did an outsider manage to get in here during this situation?
First in the storm of Seer!
Red hot, forward!
Lightning speed! Disperse in the storm of Seer! Burst in the storm of Haven't you had enough of this nonsense? Stop right now!
Red hot, forward! A spark of inspiration!
A foul scent from outsiders. Let's get rid of those invading beasts. Are these footprints? But they're not from the old man. Could it be bandits? Ha! I finally caught you, intruder! What were you sneaking around here for? Not in the mood to talk, huh? Looks like I'll have to use force then.
Sin!
It's you, old man.
What are you doing? She's my guest.
Wait, what? Hey, that's not my problem. Who would sneak around someone's house in the middle of the night? I thought it was some kind of thief.
Behave yourself, Sin. You accidentally harmed her, so you should apologize.
Harmed her? But there's no harm done, right? Can't you see she's alive and kicking? Hey, tell me, did I harm you? Seriously, it's all because of you, old man. The government issued a citywide evacuation notice, but you just refused to leave. If I hadn't been worried about you, I wouldn't have come here every day and ended up causing this commotion.
Worried about me? You came here for the free meals, little girl.
Well, that's one of the reasons, too. I just can't resist your tasty dishes. But seriously, old man, you really need to be more careful and not invite suspicious people into your home. Huh? Saying... Hello? Yeah, I'm investigating outside. Yeah, right. I'm in the agricultural district. Huh? Look for someone. Why? Do I have to run errands again? All right, fine. Just stop nagging and tell me about them. One of them has silver gray hair and golden eyes, and she's about 18 years old, right? Can you describe her clothes? So she wears a black cloak and a white dress, with a book hanging at her side, and a cosmos flower pendant near her ear. Gosh, I just can't imagine anyone dressing so strangely. it's you! Hey, you're the refugees from or whatever, right? Huh? How did you know I'm a refugee? Never mind, it doesn't matter. But let me warn you, don't badmouth me in front of Chang.
Dear residents of Songlin City, I am Tsi Lan Tsing, the Jutsing of the Bureau of Oversight and Integrity. Given the recent outbreak of an unidentified disease, a state of emergency has been declared in Songlin City. I kindly request your understanding and compliance with the following guidelines. 1. This disease is currently referred to as the cerulean blight. Its primary symptoms include an abnormal cerulean discoloration resembling metal on the skin, slower reaction times, and loss of appetite. Please assess yourself and those around you for any manifestation of these symptoms. 2. If you experience any discomfort, please promptly visit the nearest medical facility for examination. 3. Residents under quarantine should adhere to the guidance provided by medical professionals and refrain from succumbing to panic. 4. At present, the Grandeur River is suspected to be the primary source of infection. Water extraction from the river has ceased, and arrangements have been made to import clean water to ensure a continued water supply. 5. We have established restricted areas spanning a width of 1.5 kilometers on both sides of the Grandeur River. Until further notice, swimming, drawing water, and fishing in the river are strictly prohibited. All cross-river traffic has been temporarily suspended. 6. Animal contamination has led to a loss of control over their behavior. To ensure everyone's safety, a curfew will be enforced in Songlin City starting at 7 o'clock in the evening. Please stay in your homes and do not go outside. Thank you for your attention, understanding, and support. We will exert every effort to address the cerulean blight swiftly and restore normalcy to the lives of all residents as soon as possible.
Esteemed residents of Songlin City, I am Feng Lin, the Director of the Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture. Firstly, I extend my sincere apologies to everyone for the impact that the cerulean blight has had on our agricultural production and daily lives. The Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture assumes full responsibility for this predicament. At this moment, we are collaborating with other departments to investigate the origins of the cerulean blight. I assure you that we are committed to swiftly developing a treatment plan. Since many of you are concerned about the implications of the cerulean blight on this year's agricultural production, I would like to provide a brief update on behalf of the Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture. Firstly, the cerulean blight significantly affects plants and can spread across various crop species, with affected crops exhibiting symptoms similar to those observed in animals. Secondly, while the cerulean blight does not prove fatal to plants, it induces sterility, rendering the affected crops incapable of producing seeds and fruits. Thirdly, given that the majority of crops are primarily consumed for their seeds and fruits, this plague will lead to a significant decline in agricultural production this year. In other words, the situation is dire. Fourthly, to address this situation, the Well-Being Office has issued directives to coordinate the mobilization of Xian's grain reserves, and Songlin City has been granted permission to utilize its reserve granaries. Our grain reserves are ample enough to sustain us for more than 2 years, even without a harvest, so there is no need to panic. Last but not least, it is worth noting that all infected crops are still alive, and if we can promptly find a cure for the cerulean blight, we may still salvage a portion of the crops. Once again, I extend my sincere apologies to the people of Songlin City, particularly the farmers and producers. We remain steadfast in our commitment to identifying the source of the cerulean blight and discovering a cure.
Well, the lady you just saw is saying. I'll explain later. Just follow me. I'll take you both back.
Animal contamination has led to a loss of control over their behavior. To ensure everyone's
Follow me. The situation within the city hasn't been peaceful recently. I need to take you back to Weisha headquarters as soon as possible. Those animals destroyed the stumps again. Speak of the devil.
Pluck the heartstrings!
Now is not the time to worry about these stumps. Let's keep pushing forward.
Emergency evasive action!
More animals are invading the city than ever before.
Ansu, end it all.
are the patrols? Why do I have to clean up the trash just to get back?
Inspiration!
Phew, finally.
Welcome to Songlane City, representatives of Emaon. Although those words are somewhat hollow because, as you have witnessed, we are currently preoccupied. I apologize if there has been any lack of courtesy. I am Tsing, a member of Weishe and the Jurtsing of the Bureau of Oversight and Integrity in this city. Currently, Songlane City, Weishe, and all of Xian are exerting their best efforts to address the food crisis caused by the Cerulean Blight. However, as a member of CAVE, we are obligated to assist Emaon. This obligation is especially significant with the personal arrival of the head librarian of the Library of Babel. You appear travel-weary. You must have undergone challenges on the way. While Jan Tan briefed me, I still have many questions. I understand that now is not the ideal time to ask unsettling questions. Nevertheless, these questions are necessary, because unsettling facts do not disappear simply because people ignore them. Such is my style, and the style of Weishe. Now, Head Librarian of Emaon and the Library of Babel. On behalf of Weishe, I request that Emaon explains what happened at the Tower of Babel, the headquarters of CAVE. What happened to Emaon? What resources and personnel do you have remaining? Does CAVE still maintain its minimal structure? Will our alliance continue to exist? There is no need for haste. I've allocated ample time exclusively for our meeting, ensuring that our conversation remains undisclosed to the surface world. Every corner of this place has been secured to maintain utmost privacy. Please, take your time and share the truth with me. In this critical moment, it is important that we maintain open and transparent communication. This is indeed surprising. Nemesis was behind the incident. What astonishes me even more is that the betrayer comes from Emaon itself. With all due respect, Such a grave error should never have occurred within the most ancient organization. As the head librarian of Emaon, you bear the responsibility for this unfortunate event. I understand that you have recently assumed the role of the head librarian. However, according to your account, you willingly entered the Tower of Babel. The Emaons presented you with an opportunity to turn back and return to a normal life, yet you chose to stay there. Therefore, you must assume the name Emaon, along with all the associated responsibilities. Weisha, along with all the members of CAVE, will not show leniency or grant you preferential treatment merely because you are a newcomer. Since you stand here, it is expected that you possess the qualifications and mindset required to engage with your allies. Otherwise, I regrettably foresee the impending dissolution of CAVE. Huh? You certainly possess a sharp tongue. I'm now convinced that the new head librarian of Emaon is truly deserving of this title. You possess the qualifications to engage in an equitable dialogue with Weisha. I apologize if I was too stern, but how can one rectify others if she herself is too afraid to confront the truth? We're your allies, and when it comes to Nemesis, we stand on the same side. Well, let's get back to business. Something seems amiss to me, and I suspect that Nemesis desires more than just an ancient son. Moreover, I believe Emaon is not the only organization they will stop at nothing to eliminate. The timing of the attack on Emaon and the sudden crisis in Xi'an can't be mere coincidence. There must be a connection. While I will need to provide a comprehensive report to Master Yuan Xuan later, for now, please be assured that Weisha is prepared to offer all the assistance it can to Emaon. Since the Tower of Babel has been destroyed, I presume that you do not have a suitable place to stay. If you don't mind, please stay in this city for the time being, and I'll assist you in making the necessary arrangements at the government. You're welcome. However, our primary focus remains on resolving the crisis in Xi'an, and other matters will have to wait until the crisis is lifted. It's regrettable that we can't fulfill our hosting duties while we have friends from afar. We eagerly anticipate your cooperation during your stay in Songlin City. This matter concerns all of Xi'an, and Weisha is currently stretched thin in terms of manpower. Help is always welcome. Thank you. By the way, there is one more thing. I understand this is an internal matter for Emaon, and it may be inappropriate for me to inquire, but given the situation, could you tell me the whereabouts of Master Cosmos, the former head librarian of Emaon? Well, that's to be expected. The leader of the knowledgeable always maintains an air of mystery. Speculating about the unknowable is futile. Let's focus on the matters at hand. Autumn is approaching. The bountiful summer, when prolonged it turns bitter.
Did she scare you? Let's leave this place. I'll escort you out of here. You can become an ordinary person again, free from all these matters. Someone has tampered with your consciousness. They've twisted your mind, so you won't question why you ended up in the Tower of Babel, or why you became the head librarian of Emaon. Those questions have become blind spots in your memory, and you won't resolve them. You didn't choose this responsibility on your own. I'll find a way to break you free from this hypnosis. Until then, you can decide whether to leave this world or not. Not at all. Moreover, it has nothing to do with my thoughts. Understood.
It seems you had a peaceful rest last night. You're welcome. Actually, we could really use some assistance. I have some business to attend to at the government, and we're short-staffed. I was wondering if you could provide us with some help? It's nothing too complicated. We've been conducting regular patrols in the city and checking on the citizens. I'd like you to join the patrols as well. Your unique perspective might offer valuable insights. I see. That's why you're confused. I should have clarified earlier. I am both a member of Weisha and the Zing of the Bureau of Oversight and Integrity. I serve as a link between the government and Weisha, similar to how Jantan acts as a bridge between Emaon and Weisha. We're not like Emaons, who seclude themselves in their ivory tower, no longer involved with the surface world. Weisha was initially established to oversee and benefit all the people of Xi'an, and as such, we maintain a healthy connection with the surface world. The president of Xi'an is aware of our existence, and our leader, Master Yuetsuen, has pledged to lend his wisdom to the president of Xi'an when necessary. Of course, the general population remains unaware of the anomalies' existence. Currently, Weisha presents itself as an official aid. Different lands have different people and customs. Just because we have formed an alliance doesn't mean we have to align our methods exactly. That should be obvious.
Sing asked me to take you guys on patrol to help you understand the current situation in the city. She keeps assigning me all these errands, and now she wants me to babysit 2 newbies. Fill your belly before we hit the road. I don't want you passing out halfway there. Now the Songli municipal government has banned residents from going outside. We've got to go from house to house to check on them. Let's go. We've got a lot of ground to cover today. Excuse me, I'm from the municipal government. Can I help you with anything?
We're doing okay, but can you deliver rationed water faster? It's already 3 hours late, and we're getting less water than before.
I'll report the situation. Yeah, after the Grandeur River got contaminated, the water supply in Songling City has been sourced from other regions. The Songling municipal government distributes water to the entire city, but it seems like they can't even handle such a trivial task properly. I'll report the situation to Shang. Excuse me, I'm from the municipal government. Can I help you with anything?
Oh, is that Shin?
Huh? Oh yeah, it's me. How's Sister Young been doing lately?
Don't even get me started on that. She was admitted to the hospital last month. And guess what? The gynecologist said her labor was delayed. The doctor said it's delayed by a month. I've never heard anything like that. Thankfully, they didn't find any problems after running some checkups. I wonder if she has given birth to her baby. But we can't even visit her now.
I see. I'll ask the hospital about her situation. Yeah, a few months ago. Their oldest daughter fell while crossing the street, and I carried her to the hospital. What? Why are you giving me that look? Is it so strange that I would do something like that?
Lightning speed!
Huh? Why are the oxen invading the city?
Crazy or something?
Oh, it's just some farm animals that wandered into the city. I've already taken care of it, so no need to worry. No big deal. Everyone disperse. Go home and stay safe. The water contamination has gotten worse since the Green Plague started. Now it feels like this entire city's turning moldy. Excuse me, I'm from the municipal government. Can I help you with anything?
Everything is okay here. It's just lately we've started hearing strange noises in the middle of the night.
What kind of noises?
Oxen mooing, birds chirping. I think I even heard a bear roaring last night.
A bear? We don't have mountains in the fertile plains, so there shouldn't be any bears around here. You must have misheard. Besides, do you even know what a bear's roar sounds like?
Huh? Why are you being so harsh, young lady? I mean, I've never actually seen one, but I've watched nature documentaries.
Here's the heart.
Excuse me, I'm from the municipal government. Can I help you with anything?
How much longer are you gonna keep us cooped up at home? Will you hold the Harvest Festival or not?
Red Hawk, forward! Emergency evasive action. A spark of inspiration. Fire to the storm of fear!
Still want to go out now?
Well, just stay home and be safe.
But what about the Harvest Festival? My kids have been looking forward to it since last month.
Sister, will we have the Harvest Festival as scheduled?
Don't worry, the festival will be fine.
Are you from the government? Please help me!
Hold on. Why are you outside? Don't you know what's happened? It's strictly forbidden to leave without permission.
I'm sorry, but I was so worried. My father accidentally broke his leg while working on the farm, and now he's in the hospital. I can't visit him because the government won't allow us to leave. Could you please check on him for me?
All right, just tell us your father's name. And go back home. Stay inside. Didn't expect so many people in the hospital. I'll go find a nurse and ask what's going on.
Seer can't read the writing, it seems. Is your surname Young?
Oh, yes. Have we met before? Oh, wow. How amazing. You're her friends. Shin has been a total lifesaver for our family. I've been wanting to properly thank her. If it weren't for her, my little one might have... Oh, I see you have important stuff to do. I'll leave you be for now.
How can I help you? Well, let me put it this way. The most unusual thing is the sudden influx of patients.
What symptoms are those patients exhibiting?
Loss of appetite and slowed metabolism, neurological reflexes and movements. We're still searching for a cure.
How many deaths have occurred so far?
As of now, there have been no deaths. I'm not talking about the people infected by the cerulean blight. I'm talking about the entire Singling City. Considering the population here, there should be 300 to 400 natural deaths happening every day. Birth and death are part of the natural order in this world. However, ever since the cerulean blight spread, funeral parlors haven't received a single corpse. Not a single one. Not only that, our obstetrics and gynecology department hasn't welcomed a single newborn since then. It's as if the cycle of life and death here has been put on pause. Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm not an agriculture expert after all.
What's the patient's name?
Let me check the records. Oh, Seer, I'm sorry, but he's infected with cerulean blight and can't have visitors now. I remember him. He broke his leg while working on the farm, right?
Yeah. Why does he need such a long treatment period for a simple leg injury?
His injury is anything but simple. In fact, after contracting the cerulean blight, his leg muscles and bones underwent a significant increase in hardness and density. Our standard surgical instruments are ineffective in treating it, so we had to keep him hospitalized for observation. If it weren't for the bone misalignment hindering the healing process, the effects of the cerulean blight could even be considered beneficial. Now, with the increased bone hardness, he can safely jump from a tree 4 or 5 meters tall without sustaining any injuries. No one experiences birth or death. All injuries and illnesses remain frozen at the moment of cerulean blight infection without worsening or improving naturally. Seriously, what's going on here? How are we supposed to host the Harvest Festival with everything like this? If only the first Emperor could be reincarnated and solve this problem. Yes, Jixia, the first Emperor, the revered ancestor of agriculture among the Qian people. There are numerous legends surrounding him. However, now might not be the most suitable time to talk about legends. If you're interested, head to the central square, where his statue is enshrined.
Shall we go check the central square? Understood.
Be careful. Are you alright? Wait, you are... Oh, it's you. I'm sorry, but I didn't find your friend that night. When I went back at dawn, Mr. Nong said you had already left. But now it seems you found your friend. Good to know that you're safe and sound. By the way, what brings you here to the hospital? Did someone get injured? The hospital isn't really a good place for sightseeing. You've heard their announcement, right? The cerulean blight is spreading, and the Bureau of Health and Welfare hasn't figured out how it spreads. You really should avoid going to crowded places like a hospital. No, it's my sister. She's weak and hasn't been receiving treatment in the hospital, and I've come to visit her. If there's nothing else, I'll take my leave for now.
Is that you, brother?
You seem happy. Did something good happen?
Yeah. I ran into a friend today, and she gave me these pears.
A friend?
Yeah. It's the girl I've been telling you about. Turns out she's living here in Sanglian City too. Can you believe it? I never thought I'd get a chance to see her again. If it weren't for her taking care of me back then, I wouldn't have made it to see you again, brother. I've always wanted to properly thank her.
So, did you thank her properly this time?
Yeah. We had a long chat. She's doing great now. And she told me she's got an awesome job. I believe her because she had this warm glow in her eyes. She must have found herself a fantastic place. But she seemed busy with something important and had to leave. I wish I could have spent more time with her and introduced her to you.
Don't worry. We'll meet her again someday.
You know what, brother? I used to think the world was huge, and there were so many things I hadn't experienced. But suddenly, it feels like the world is small, and the things I let slip away will somehow find their way back to me. I have no regrets now.
How do you like the pear?
Well, if there's anything to worry about, it's probably you, brother. You've been following Master. Is everything going well? Lately, your gaze has been unsettling, and I'm really concerned. Don't force yourself to do things you don't want to. Master has a kind heart, and I'm sure he won't hold it against you.
My decision has nothing to do with Master. He respects my choice.
You're of the same type, always carrying the weight of the world for everyone else. I'm scared, brother. Brother. Don't do anything risky or hurt yourself. Just seeing you again makes me so happy. Promise me. Promise me you'll take care of yourself. Promise me.
All right. I promise you.
How's Tiaohua been lately? Not looking good. Despite all the treatment over the years, her condition hasn't improved even a bit.
Master, please help me.
While her condition isn't uncommon, there's no known cure for it. Not even I can change her fate. Well, take this water and give it to her.
Thank you, Master.
Is there anything else?
Yes, there's something else I need to report to you, Master.
Please, go ahead.
As you predicted, the survivors from Emeon have arrived in Xi'an, including their leader and a young woman. I seek your guidance on how to deal with them.
So, those pieces are still in play. Nemesis didn't get their job done, it seems. To think that Magnifico made such a magnificent promise. Well, there's no use in complaining now. I hold no animosity towards Emeon. In fact, I have a certain fondness for them. After all, I am a scholar myself, and was once devoted to the pursuit of knowledge. However, those pieces belong neither to us nor to Weisha.
I don't quite understand, Master.
We're playing a game of Go, and suddenly, chess, king, and queen pieces appear on the board. What do you think we should do?
Naturally, we should pause the game and remove the pieces that don't belong to our game.
This is what must be done. It is not their fault. They simply appeared in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it is not our fault either. I cannot afford to underestimate Weisha. Remove them from the board. As for the method, I leave it to your discretion. But ensure it's done swiftly.
As you wish, Master.
Is something else troubling you? You seem concerned. Worried about your sister, perhaps?
Exactly, Master.
Rest assured, Tiaohua will be fine. If I can fulfill my long-held wish, then not only Tiaohua, but all the people of Shen will be relieved from their suffering. I know I'm far from perfect, but I can confidently say that I have fulfilled most of my promises, except for those beyond my capabilities.
Your promises are never empty, Master. Now, please allow me to take my leave.
Who was that man we just met earlier? I see. It's nothing. I just hope that you'll always stay within my sight in the future. I can't foresee what may happen to you outside of my sight. Let's go back before it gets dark. I forgot to ask where the central square is. Let's start by updating her on her father's condition.
It's you! Did you go to the hospital? Have you seen my father? Really? It's good to know he's safe. No, I did go back home. But then I heard a loud noise outside, so I couldn't help but come out again to see what was happening. It sounded like the howling of a wild beast. Not like those oxen that wandered into the city, but more like a bear, or a tiger, or some other wild animal. I'm heading home now.
Please wait a moment. Where is the central square?
Huh? Weren't you sent by the government? How come you don't know that? All right. You're talking about the square in front of Nongsang Pavilion, right? It's actually called the Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture Square. Nongsang Pavilion is actually the office building of the Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture. When the city was constructed, all the urban areas were centered around the pavilion, and the square is part of the office complex. But then more and more tourists started coming there, probably because it's a popular spot for taking photos. Somehow the square became recognized as the center of Songlin City, hence the name Central Square. Oh, you're wondering why the urban areas were centered around the bureau? Well, you can actually figure that out from the name Songlin, which means well-stocked larders. What good is a larder without food? So, naturally, the top priority here is the development of agriculture, forestry, livestock, and fisheries. After all, hunger is the root of all problems. By the way, while the square is open to the public, Nongsang Pavilion is off-limits to outsiders, so it's best not to approach it without authorization. That place houses the main server network of the centralized agricultural system of the city. The server network controls all the sprinkling, sowing, harvesting, and crop care systems within the city and fertile plains. The security measures are as strict as those in a military area. Stay away from that place, and you won't get in trouble.
Weird. The stumps were intact when we passed by earlier. The fog is getting thicker. Stay close. Don't get separated.
Watch out! Stay behind me!
Red hot, forward!
Fluttering wings.
A spark of inspiration!
Fluttering wings.
Like the heartstrings.
Let's find a place to hide for a while. The Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture shouldn't be far ahead.
Huh? Is that statue...
Are you travelers from a distant land? As I thought. The young lady over there is recognizable by her clothes. Indeed. You must have seen me through the holographic projection, I believe. Normally, the Bureau of Culture and Tourism would be welcoming visitors. With the upcoming Harvest Festival next month, it would have been an ideal time for a warm welcome. However, due to the current situation, all publicity efforts have been suspended. I apologize for the unfortunate news I bring and any inconvenience caused. I assume you haven't had the chance to explore the city yet. While I may not be as knowledgeable as my colleagues in the Bureau of Culture and Tourism, I'm willing to provide you with any information that might interest you. Oh? Please, go ahead. Ah, that's Xixia, the first emperor of Xian. According to historical records, he unified the entire region of Xian. However, after the unification, he left the capital and embarked on a journey across the world. Legend has it that during his travels, he personally tested various herbs and educated his people about edible plants, medicinal herbs, and poisonous flora. He also introduced agricultural tools and techniques for cultivating fields and crops. As a result, the people of Xian revered him as the ancestor of agriculture. Moreover, the rituals honoring Xixia are a vital part of the festival. But that all happened thousands of years ago. Who can say for sure if the historical records are accurate or not? Perhaps he was simply an irresponsible conqueror who grew tired of ruling and decided to disappear for a while. Maybe the notion of him traveling the world was just an excuse to escape. As for all those achievements attributed to him, it's likely the result of later generations crediting him for the accomplishments of others. If Jisha were to know that he has become such a revered figure after thousands of years, he might burst into laughter. God? No, that's far from the truth. The beliefs in Shen differ significantly from those in Japheth, Cyril, Obed, or any other civilization in the world. While other civilizations engage in rituals for the afterlife, we focus on our present life. While other civilizations worship ethereal gods, we venerate our ancestors. If there's anything truly noteworthy about Jisha, it is that he established what later became known as the nation. The distinction between the ancestor of agriculture and the god of agriculture is profound. The difference between a god providing a bountiful harvest and a mortal cultivating the land is substantial. Humans have their fate in their own hands. So if one has to pay homage to someone, why don't they revere themselves? And if one seeks guidance from someone, why don't they look within themselves? In other civilizations, concepts like the end of the world, the last judgment, or something similar exist, with gods positioned at the culmination of everything. However, Jisha is not a god. He represents the origin of countless generations, a starting point, and nothing more. We don't believe in gods or saints. We believe in ourselves and our ability to shape our own destiny. But to be honest, I wish Jisha could wield some divine power and resolve the problem immediately. Just kidding. It's up to us to tackle the challenges ourselves. By the way, do you know that the Harvest Festival will be held earlier? Oh, when I left the Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture, I had a feeling like I was forgetting something. Now I remember, I haven't shared the news yet. I made the decision fairly recently. Considering the current unrest in Songlin City, the Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture decided to advance this year's Harvest Festival. This time, the festival won't be a celebration of a bountiful harvest, but rather an opportunity to pray for one and uplift everyone's spirits. We hope this festival will make foreign visitors feel welcome and at home. That would be fantastic. I've been to Obed before. Well, that was quite some time ago. People there were so kind to me, and I've always wanted to repay their hospitality. And now, meeting you here feels like that line from the poet. A familiar visage in unfamiliar space, a long-awaited rain amidst drought's embrace. Well, not entirely accurate, since Xian isn't exactly unfamiliar to me. Anyway, I genuinely hope that Xian will leave you with unforgettable memories, just as Obed left a lasting impression on me. A familiar visage in unfamiliar space. But in the midst of this prolonged drought, will the long-awaited rain ever arrive?
Maybe we should return to the square and wait for the vapor to clear.
Everything is okay here. It's just lately we've started hearing strange noises in the middle of the night.
What kind of noises?
Oxen mooing, birds chirping. I think I even heard a bear roaring last night.
It sounded like the howling of a wild beast. Not like those oxen that wandered into the city, but more like a bear or a tiger. Or some other wild animal.
Finally found you! I can't believe you ended up here and got yourself into such trouble! Finally, things are starting to get interesting. Let the fight begin! A fair duel between two hunters.
Insight.
Lock the heartstrings.
Full.
Ansu. End it all.
Hey! What's happening on your side?
Show yourself.
What the heck? Report is over. That's what happened.
Things are getting more complicated. Considering everything, it's highly probable that the incidents in Songlin City and Fertile Plains were orchestrated by someone behind the scenes. And most likely, the culprit now sees you as an unexpected threat that must be eliminated. Indeed, it's puzzling why the culprit is targeting the head librarian of Emeon rather than Weisha, who holds greater influence and power. However, we can only hope to find answers directly from the culprit themselves. And the various troubles that keep arising are becoming increasingly burdensome. The Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture has unexpectedly proposed advancing the Harvest Festival to appease the populace. While I understand their reasoning, it's not wise to hold the festival at a time like this, particularly with the escalating influence of the anomaly. However, given the growing unrest among the people, advancing the festival may alleviate the situation. Therefore, we have submitted the proposal to hold the Harvest Festival earlier today. You don't seem surprised at all. I see. So you've run into Director Feng himself. The proposal was passed mostly because it was proposed by Director Feng himself. The Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture is actually the most crucial division of the government. Feng Lin is indeed exceptional to have become the director at such a young age. Among all my colleagues, he's one of the most pragmatic and capable directors. He never drags his feet, never lets his personal emotions cloud his judgment, and is easygoing in his everyday life, forging good relations with almost all departments. While he's principled in important matters, he has never offended anyone because of insisting on his own views. In fact, those who initially opposed him were eventually convinced by him in the end, or even joined his side. Despite his young age, he is unexpectedly rich in experience, almost as if he has spent decades in the government. Moreover, he is well versed with the actual production. As far as I can remember, he's never made any mistakes due to impractical ideas. Since it is he who made this proposal, I don't think anything will go awry. You seem to have something else to ask, perhaps? Oh, you want to know why Ji Sha left the capital after unifying Xi'an? To be honest, this is one of the unsolved mysteries in Xi'an's history. There are a lot of historians, folklorists, and archaeologists who have researched this topic, and there are many different opinions. The legend Director Feng told you is the most mainstream theory, that the first emperor wandered around Xi'an after he had unified the world, testing various herbs and imparting the essence of agriculture. However, there is also a less popular version that says the first emperor actually traveled around to seek immortality. According to some unofficial records, the first emperor left the capital because he wanted to continue his rule for eternity. The so-called testing various herbs was just a byproduct of his search for the elixir of immortality. As for imparting the essence of agriculture, it was because by teaching the people to farm, he no longer needed to search for food himself, but would accept the people's offerings wherever he went. In that case, he was actually interested in satisfying his own selfish desires, and his people, hidden from the truth, interpreted his actions as grace and worshipped him. No need to be surprised. It was thousands of years ago, after all, and it's normal for various theories to differ from one another. No one alive has ever seen Jisha with their own eyes, so whether he was an exceptional or tyrannical emperor, we shouldn't be surprised. Or perhaps the actual truth doesn't align with any of those theories that have been passed down so far. Speaking of which, Weisha was established at Jisha's era, and we have preserved a huge amount of historical records from that era. However, we have a peculiar rule that all records about Jisha himself are highly classified, and only Master Yuan Xuan is permitted to access them. The reason behind this rule remains a mystery. But unfortunately, Master Yuan Xuan is not here. Master Yuan Xuan went to Tsingyu City before you arrived in Songlin City. Tsingyu City is situated on Mount Tianchue in the upper reaches of the Grandeur River, where it converges with the immense mountain. Actually, Tsingyu City is the origin of this anomaly, and Songlin City is only affected because it's located downstream along the Grandeur River. Coincidentally, Tsingyu City is also the place where the first emperor established the first capital of Xi'an. It served as the cradle of Xi'an's civilization. Countless bronze artifacts have been unearthed there, most of which are rare treasures of exquisite craftsmanship. Many of those artifacts are so remarkable that it's hard to imagine they were created thousands of years ago. An intriguing thought, but unfortunately, Weisha doesn't believe in gods. Why seek answers from deities when we haven't actually understood the world around us? One day, humans will be able to understand the world on their own. Oh? That's hardly surprising. If I hadn't confirmed multiple times that he's indeed just an ordinary person, I would have recruited him into Weisha.
Bronze. Immortality. Eternal life. Xixia.
What do you mean?
However, ever since the cerulean blight spread, funeral parlors haven't received a single corpse. Not a single one. Not only that, our obstetrics and gynecology department hasn't welcomed a single newborn since then. It's as if the cycle of life and death here has been put on pause.
However, there is also a less popular version that says the first emperor actually traveled around to seek immortality. The so-called testing various herbs was just a byproduct of his search for the elixir of immortality.
Ching, sorry for interrupting.
What is it?
The Delphic Oracle has just sent us their water analysis results. The Delphi Academy's medical department conducted physiological experiments on the water samples and discovered that contaminated cells cease to divide anymore. Moreover, their original carbon-based structure rapidly transformed into an unknown compound. They are now conducting further analysis, but it seems that the new compound is a polymer formed from an unidentified element combined with metal elements. Simply put, the cells contaminated by the water transform from carbon-based life to a form of life with metallic properties. It appears that the transformed cells won't reproduce or evolve on their own. They will remain fixed in their current state, as long as there is no negative external interference, possessing an almost unlimited lifespan. They concluded that the new life form lacks the potential for iterative growth and evolution, but possesses an almost eternal lifespan.